General Science, ASVAB General Science, ASV. Inept means bungling. In chemistry, to be classified as an organic substance, a substance must contain carbon atoms. Your heart mitral valve does an awfully big job letting blood from the left atrium of the heart into the left ventricle without losing a drop. In this passage, the author purpose is to convince readers of the stress on the middle valve. Erratically means irregularly. This is a symbol for a transformer. Any astronomical body that revolves around a large body is called satellite. A device that converts sound waves to electric current is a transistor. Electrical current flowing from one component to the next is an example of what kind of circuit? Open. A standard multimeter does not measure frequency. Wires are joined together with solder to ensure maximum voltage. Weather radar is great help to pilots in detecting thunderstorms. However, pilots must be aware that radar does not reliably detect hail. According to the paragraph, weather radar does not reliably detect hail because of its penetrable surface. Which of the following actions produce a chemical change? Adding salt to the hot water. A lobster grows a new claw. Regeneration. The hypotenuse of a right triangle has a length of 14 units and a side that is 9 units long. x(2) equals 14(2-9)(2). What is the symbol for the hydroxyl ion? O+. An analysis of the mandatory oil quota program shows that separate quotas were established for crude oil and for petroleum products. The passage implies which of the following about the oil quota program? The quota for residual fuel oil products was the same as for crude oil products. What do hydrogen molecule and an oxygen molecule have in common? The size. The lens of the eye's focus light rays as they enter the eye. Muscles around the lens react to light and change the shape of the lens by expanding or contracting. Certain diseases or injury to the lens of the eye can result in blurry vision. According to the paragraph, the lens of the eye is used to focus light. Utility company power lines carry what kind of current? Alternating. Graph the following equations are straight lines exact. Y equals x(2) plus 3. Together two people earn $28,000. One earns $2,000 more than the other. How much is the smaller income? $13,000. Sean purchased a shirt for $22.05. If this includes a 5% sales tax, what was the actual price of the shirt? $20.95. If the ratio of the sides of two squares is 3:1, what is the ratio of their perimeters? 3:1. The Women Flying Training Detachment was the brainchild of Jacqueline Cochran, the famous flyer. Unavailability of qualified male pilots. Which of the following actions produce a chemical change? Adding salt to the hot water. Which of the following cannot be used to store an electrical charge? Fuse. Which of the following is a non-renewable resource? Wood. Riding the mail plane is a low-budget way to visit America's largest national park. Wrangle St. million acres of scenic beauty. Copper first drew prospectors to this part of Alaska from 1911 to 1938. Kennecott mine produced 200 million tons of it. Now a mecca for tourists, the town of Kennecott was abandoned to the ghosts when the copper ran out. Copper drew prospector, copper ran out, town abandoned, tourist attraction. Emphasize most nearly means. Accentuate. What is 8b of plus 7a subtracted from 3a 9 of plus b? 4a 10 of plus 9b. Which of these reduces friction? Ball bearing. Admonition means. Approval. In the formula C equals 5/9, F 32, if C equals 35, then F equals 5/3. A woman is looking for a bigger square office. She finds an office twice the area of her current office. If the perimeter of her current office is 88 feet, how many square feet is the new office? 968 sq fort. The coordinates of point A and B are 2, 4, and -2, -4. 2. Jerry walked a dog from 6:40 to 7:30 a.m. one day. If he was paid at the rate of $6 per hour, how much did he earn that day? $5. In order to make an electric current flow, it is necessary to have an ammeter. Physical sound energy is transmitted through the external ear and the middle ear to the inner ear, where it creates pressure waves. Where is the organ of Corti located? In the inner ear. Choking is prevented by the epiglottis covering the voice box. Jamie just bought 2 boxes. The first box is square with each side measuring 10 units and is 4 units high. 16 units. Embody means. Exemplify. Decry means. Disparage. A printing press will print 6,000 copies in 20 minutes. A second press can print 15,000 copies. 3,000. The reciprocal of 3 minus 1/5 is 5/16. The chemical formula of a compound describes the elements the compound contains and the ratio of elements in the compound. What is the product of A1 and 2A plus 2? 2, A-2-1. When scientists measure a liquid's resistance to flow, they are measuring the liquid's viscosity. Adage means. Proverb. Cajole means. Wheedle. A period of time is usually measured by comparing it with another period of time. For example, a year on Mercury is equal to 88 Earth days. According to the passage, the way time is usually measured shows that time is calendar-based. The tympanic membranes are also known as the eardrums. The tympanic membranes are also known as the eardrums. If x plus 1 equals 3, then x equals 2. Unpretentious means simple. When scientists measure a liquid resistance to flow, they are measuring the liquid's viscosity. The price of salmon at a fish market is $5.40 per pound. This is 150% of its cost at a supermarket. $3.60. There are 9 red and 6 green marbles in a bag. A child reaches in the bag and randomly takes one marble. What is the probability of that child getting a green marble? 0.66. Construe means interpret. The chemical formula of a compound describes the elements the compound contains and the ratio of elements in the compound. Devout meanness. Pious. We will long remember our perilous journey. Hazardous. If the perimeter of a square garden is 84 feet, what is the area of the garden? For 41 sq fort. When measuring resistance with an disconnect power. Peruse means study. A perpetual motion machine can never be built because it is not possible to eliminate elasticity. Which element does not contain any neutrons? Hydrogen. A student bought a sandwich for 80 cents, milk for 20 cents, and pie for 30 cents. How much did the meal cost? $1.30. The pet store had 6 puppies selling for $104 each and 12 kittens selling for $24 each. Today only 2 puppies and 8 kittens were left. In dollar terms, what was the ratio of sales of puppies to kittens? 13:3. The product of 3 is 6. According to Mark Twain, October is a particularly dangerous month to speculate. Stocks other include what was Mark Twain point. October is an especially bad month for speculating in stock. An allergy is a hypersensitivity to substances that are essentially harmless. For as yet poorly understood reason, the immune system malfunctions and marshals up an army of antibodies to fight these substances. The passage states all of the following about allergies except medical science does not fully understand why the body has an allergic reaction to certain substances. In making permanent electronic connection use a soldering iron. A perpetual motion machine can never be built because it is not possible to eliminate elasticity. Physicists seek out those features of natures that are simple and universal. The secret of their success is not so much a matter of finding answers, it is asking the right question. The trick is keeping the question simple and sticking to universal phenomena. Simple question can be answered unambiguously by careful observation of repeated experiments and by logical thinking. Which of the following questions is most clearly an example of the kind discussed in the paragraph? How fast do stones of a particular size fall? In this schematic, the total resistance is 100 ohms. Which of the following is a renewable resource? Peanut oil. Choking is prevented by the epiglottis covering the voice box. Each August a restaurant rent is adjusted to the cost of living index. The rent has been $1,550 a month, and the cost of living index for this August was 3.7%. What is the new rent per month? $1,607.35. What does the abbreviation AC stand for? Alternating current. When wire conducts are coated with solder, the process is called tinning. What are the factors of x caret 2 plus 4x plus 3? X plus 3, x plus 1. What is a body of mass around a mass? Satellite. What is the product of the reciprocal of 2/3, 1/8 and 5? 2 minus 2/5. How many feet of chain are necessary to enclose a dog pen that is square and has an area of 64 square feet? 32. What do a hydrogen molecule and an oxygen molecule have in common? The size. Which of the following is not a prime number? 1. In chemistry, to be classified as an organic substance, a substance must contain carbon atoms. If the population of a certain city increased 25% in 2 years, the new population was what percent of the old? 125%. Which of the following is a non-renewable resource? Wood. Simplify 3/5x plus x. 8/5x. Communique means ritual. If a equals 6 and b equals 5, what is the value of a caret 2 b caret 2 caret 2? 121. Which element does not contain any neutrons? Hydrogen. The factors of 2x caret 2 plus xy 3y caret 2 are 2x plus 3y, xy. Contentious means quarrelsome. What is the area of a triangle with a base of 8 feet and a height of 4 feet? 16 square feet. What is the symbol for hydroxyl ion? O. Which of the following is renewable resource? Peanut oil. When current flow is interrupted by a blow fuse, the circuit becomes open. A train goes twice as fast downhill as it goes uphill and 2/3 as fast uphill as it go on level ground. If it goes 120 miles per hour downhill, how long will it take to travel 45 miles on flat land? 1/2 hour.